Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Loco Motive. And in the last episode, guys, through a lot of trial and error, Arthur finally found the missing piece of Lady Unterwald's will. And it was read in front of a good portion of the train, and it revealed that Lady Unterwald had actually named Arthur as the beneficiary to the fortune, which, needless to say, makes him a prime suspect and made a ton of people mad. But now we are not playing as Arthur, we are now playing as Herman Merman, whose arm is in a sling, and I guess we are moving on to a new character, so let's see what's happening here as he is questioned by the two officers.
You know, my memory of that evening is a little hazy.
That's probably to be expected. You all took quite the beating.
Is that why my arm is in a cast?
It's okay. Let's just start small. Can you tell us your earliest memory from that day, Herman?
Let me think. I believe it all began at my publisher's office. I just pitched my latest novel, you see. It was going down in absolute storm.
Thank you, Herman. What an interesting pitch.
And what a title! Herman Merman and the Suburban Burden.
And we just think it's so brave of you to come here and pitch us another crime novel.
Especially considering the current landscape.
Thank you! But what do you mean?
Well, there's no easy way to say this.
The data indicates a sharp decline in your particular brand of fiction.
We've also run into some problems with your branding deals.
Surely not the Herman Merman dolls! You assured me they'd be a hit!
I'm afraid so, Herman.
We can't even give these away.
Surely a collector's item.
Stop that! I don't like it! Well, what do you suggest we do?
Not to worry. We're already prototyping an exciting line of Dirk Chiselton products.
Stop that! I don't like it!
Ahem. This is just a prototype, of course.
Very much still in the early development phase.
So that's it then. I've been replaced?
No. Nobody said you're being replaced, Herman.
Simply, how do we say this?
Exploring new avenues.
Yes, that's it.
I do feel you're making a big mistake here. Herman Merman and the Suburban Burden is a gold mine.
I'm afraid it's ultimately out of our hands, Herman. But if you feel strongly about this idea, we could always petition the board.
Bored?
The board.
Pitch to me, if you dare.
Yowza.
Behold, I alone control the means of production.
Go ahead, Herman.
Just place your manuscript into the slot, and we'll give the old algorithm a spin.
It's like that Jackbox game. Alright, big bucks, no whammies.
Determining market value. An appealing protagonist. Margins below threshold. Unsatisfactory target demographic. Manuscript denied.
Well, there you have it.
We all really enjoyed your pitch, but the board doesn't seem to agree.
If you have anything else to pitch, we'd be glad to hear it, though.
Don't quit your day job.
Wait, you want me to pitch something else?
You're a valued client, Herman. Just let us know when you're ready.
Well, could be worse. It could be a tank full of manatees. Venture manuscript.
It's the manuscript to my latest masterpiece, Herman Merman and the Suburban Burden.
Water cooler, paper cup, the slot, the lever.
This boy keyboard is the only thing standing between me and my next published work. I'll need to disable it somehow.
Let's grab a paper cup.
I'll just grab a cup of water.
I don't know how that works, and I'm not going to you know, we had booze in our pockets earlier.
I'm assuming this doubles as the out tray. There's a rejected manuscript in here already. Waste not, want not.
What is it? Romance manuscript.
It's the romance novel I retrieved from the bin. Perhaps I should have left it there. What do we have here? Oh, it's weighty. Could be 70,000 words by my estimate.
Not a smoker.
Another typically overcast day in London. Oh, Dirk Chiselton, my arch nemesis. What does he have that I haven't got?
An adoring fan base?
Critical acclaim.
A chin?
Upper body strength?
I don't need to call anyone right now. I see a letter opener and a mini stapler.
Hey, hands off!
So we need to distract them somehow.
These boxes likely contain manuscripts from my peers. It's a pile of recalled Herman Merman merchandise.
Closer to a towering stack, if you ask me.
I was thinking it's more of a monument to rejection.
Thanks for the input. The boxes seem to be filled with popcorn.
It's a great loose-fill packaging material, you know.
It's also the cheapest thing we could find.
I'll just take a handful.
Can't go wrong with popcorn.
I have a great deal of sympathy for the pigeon. Misunderstood, not particularly popular, considered a nuisance more than anything.
You know, a lot of our focus testing said the same thing about you, Herman.
They won't mind if I borrow this.
I'm sure that'll come in handy. Let's give some popcorn.
No!
Oh, okie dokie. We can go talk to them. Now we've got the water. I'm going to try the simple solution first.
Liquid detected in script input device. Attempting self-cleaning process. Self-cleaning process completed successfully. Sabotage attempt denied.
Drat! I'll have to do better than that. Oh, it certainly looks refreshing.
We infused the water with a hint of lemon, you know.
Do we... Okay, we've got an empty cup.
That doesn't work.
Can't put the cup with the popcorn. Let's talk to the council here.
How can I help, Herman?
Are you sure you can't approve of my work?
Sorry, Herman, but everything has to go through the board now. If the board doesn't give the green light, then we're out of luck. Now keep trying. I'm sure you got plenty of ideas floating around in that head of yours.
Oh, yes, I'm positively brimming with new ideas.
That's the spirit.
Have you received any good pitches lately?
Nothing comes to mind. I'm afraid the board has been a little picky lately. There's the latest Chiselton, of course, but we haven't submitted that to the board yet.
Dirk Chiselton sent over a manuscript?
Oh, yes. It's likely sitting in our inbox as we speak.
It's safe to say we're all excited about that one.
Indeed.
So maybe we can switch the covers.
I have a few questions about the board.
I'd be happy to help. What do you want to know?
How does the board identify a good manuscript?
The man wants to know how it all works. So, we started by feeding the board every bestseller from the past decade, building ourselves a large data set to pull from.
Then we added our own weighting to the system based on today's trends, our target demographic, and the current market conditions.
Using the power of machine learning and various algorithms, the board reads the manuscripts we feed it and makes a determination on the probability it'll resonate with our audience.
Oh dear, I can see your eyes are starting to glaze over. How can we really boil it down for him?
If you stick a script into the slot and pull the lever, the board decides whether we'll have a bestseller on our hands or an embarrassing flop.
All of that fallible human decision-making has been totally removed from the equation, you see. It's a much fairer system.
Ah, I see.
It's a little too real.
What would happen if the board stopped working?
Well, if the board were ever to go down for maintenance, we do have a failsafe in place.
What's the failsafe?
It would fall to the three of us to take on the risk of approving or denying a manuscript, an informed but ultimately human decision.
Thankfully, it's never come to that.
Actually, that's enough questions for now.
Very well.
Is it the same thing with all three of them?
Should probably get back to formulating my pitch.
We're eager to hear it, Herman.
What's on your mind, Mr. Merman?
Mr. Merman.
Tell me about this Dirk Chiselton character.
Well, Dirk is our best-selling author right now. The public can't get enough, and the board just loves him.
Our market research suggests his stories are a huge part of the appeal.
They're all true tales from his time pounding the pavement, you know?
So I've heard.
You could learn a thing or two from him, Herman. Dirk is hitting all our core demographics, and you know what they say.
Yeah, like, what do they say?
What are they saying? Is it about me?
You've heard the expression, out with the old, in with the new.
I take it that I'm the old in this equation.
You've had a good run, but haven't you considered stepping aside? Perhaps it's time to let Dirk have his time in the sun. No? Trust me. You'll want to jump before you get pushed.
Well, that was sinister.
You're saying I'm to be pushed out?
No, nobody's saying that. But your sales haven't quite met our expectations, and you have to agree the board has taken a rather active dislike to you. It's important to remember this isn't personal, Herman. It's just business.
Oof.
Well, it feels pretty personal to me. I should probably get back to formulating my pitch.
Step to it, Mr. Merman.
Talk to me, Hermie.
What's happening with the Herman merchandise?
Oh, you mean the Herman Merman merch line? Well, I have to say I love it, Hermie. Just love it.
Well, that's a relief.
No, I really do have to say I love it. It's a contractual obligation.
I'm afraid our target demographic is finding the doll a little...
Off-putting.
Unpleasant.
Repellent, yes.
Much like Herman himself.
Why are there so many Herman dolls in your office?
The stores couldn't shift them, so I guess they got sent back.
Luckily, we made them on the cheap, so we didn't take too large a hit.
I didn't realize you could pack a doll with that much sawdust, but we made it work.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little concerned about Dirk Chiselton.
Hermie, are you really afraid of some healthy competition? There's no need to assume the worst. We may not even have to make a choice between you.
So, you wouldn't end our relationship to chase larger numbers?
Like he said, we may not even have to make a terrible but obvious choice.
I should probably get back to formulating my pitch.
We're all rooting for you, Herman.
So, let's see, can we...
That doesn't work.
Oh. I'm not sure... Oh, look at that horrible thing.
This looks very familiar.
What is... Oh. Maybe we put the popcorn on the windowsill.
Here you go, my fine feathered fellow.
There you go, little buddy.
I have a great deal of sympathy for the pigeon. Misunderstood.
You know, a lot...
Okay, I guess... Oh!
Shoot! Get out of here!
What do we get? Got the stapler and a letter opener.
This letter opener looks like it'd slice through more than paper. That doesn't work.
Let's open that up.
Sorry, Dirk. I need it more than you do.
Yes, indeed.
It's the cover page I tore from Dirk Chiselton's manuscript.
Can we add ours to it?
Nope.
Anything else we need to use the...
No.
Don't look, buddy. Thankfully, that's not a voodoo doll. What was... That's sawdust? Ah.
It's a pile of sawdust I removed from the doll.
What do I do with that? That looks morbid.
The craftsmanship of this fountain pen is exquisite. Nope. Nope.
Let's try... Can we fill up the water again? Let's try doing this. Let's mix the sawdust into the water. Good stuff there. Ew. Now, let's see you try and self-clean this.
If I can't win playing by their rules, it's time to mix things up.
Easy peasy.
Foreign object detected in script input device. Attempting self-cleaning process. Self-cleaning process failed.
Excuse me. The board doesn't seem to be taking any more submissions.
Aha.
How unusual. I've never seen the board do that before.
Herman, were you able to submit your manuscript beforehand?
Indeed, I did.
Very well. Let's see whether the underlying data supports you.
Oh, did we not do this in the right order?
What's happening?
I think the board approves. I can't tell.
Pull the lever again.
It's no use. The board is completely fried.
That's not possible.
But without the board, we'd have to...
You couldn't possibly mean.
I'm afraid so. We're going to have to go with our gut on this one.
Skynet is down.
No! There must be some other way.
How can we possibly decide without empirical data?
Let us deliberate.
Alright, sorry, board. Oh, glowed at the board? Sure.
Looks like you'll be out of commission for a while.
Oh, sounds like Argus, or the thing that killed Tasha Yar on Star Trek The Next Generation. Okay. Ooh, they look a little bit dour now.
What do you need, Herman?
It looks like I'll be pitching directly for the time being.
And you'll be catching.
It would seem so. It's been a while since we had to evaluate something ourselves.
Just place your manuscript in the in tray and let us know when you're ready.
What are you looking for in a pitch?
Ah, trying to play to your audience, are we?
Yes?
Something like that.
Well, I've always been partial to an action thriller myself. Dirk's very good at that stuff, you know?
Indeed.
Oh, yes, he's always going toe-to-toe with danger. I'm practically on the edge of my seat just thinking about it. Just try your best. We aren't exactly expecting a Chiselton thriller from you.
I'll take that into consideration. I think that will be all for now.
Take care, Herman.
What's on your mind, Mr. Merman?
You have any ideas on what to pitch?
Well, we're open to anything and everything, as long as it fits within the extremely narrow scope of time, budget, and each of our individual needs and desires, naturally.
Naturally.
Tell me, what are you personally looking for in a pitch?
It's been a little while since I've had to approve anything myself. But I know audiences today want real characters that aren't afraid of showing a little emotion. Realistic characters with emotions and feelings. You know, a little tenderness wouldn't go amiss.
So, have you read anything good lately?
We don't have time to read, Herman.
Oh my
I
god.
prefer to leave it to the professionals.
It's so accurate.
I should probably get back to formulating my pitch.
Step to it, Mr. Merman.
So what I'm thinking is that we have to Frankenstein this manuscript based on their taste.
How can I help, Hermie?
Tell me, what would you be looking for in a pitch?
That's a pretty big question. I'm not sure I can make that kind of decision. It's the others you'll have to convince. They're much less receptive to the old Herman charm. Between you and me, I heard a manuscript from Dirk Chiselton landed in our inbox this very morning.
It did?
That's right. So unless you have Dirk Chiselton beat, just consider this whole thing a polite formality.
I think that will be all for now.
Take care, Herman.
So we've got the cover page, right?
It's the cover page I tore from Dirk Chiselton's manuscript. Nope,
Is there a particular way to...
that doesn't work. Nope. Nope. No.
Well, let's do... in tray, maybe?
It's where all the incoming mail eventually ends up. It's the manuscript to my latest masterpiece, Herman Merman and the Suburban Burden.
Okay. And then maybe she said that she wanted something with tenderness. Can we put that on top?
It's the romance novel I retrieved from the bin. Perhaps I should have left it there.
And then Chiselton's manuscript. Let's put the cover page on.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
No. There, that should do it. Allow me to pitch my latest manuscript. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
We'll be the judge of that.
Oh, he put all the good stuff on top with his stuff at the very bottom. May have to do some
Now, this is more like it, Herman.
He's rough and daring, but he has a soft, caring side. Well done, Herman.
Excellent.
This may even compare to Chiselton's best work, no doubt about it.
Now that's what I'm talking about. A classic silly Herman adventure.
Oh, we went down the line. Okay.
The narrative is a little pedestrian at first, but then it really digs its hooks in.
Are you sure we can't check with the board? Just in case.
I think those were noises of approval. I really can't tell.
All right, we've got something here. Let's make it happen, Herman.
What do you need from us, Herman?
Money.
I was wondering if I could get paid in advance.
You didn't tell me he was funny.
One moment, Herman. Yes? It's for you, Herman. Were you expecting a call?
I don't believe so.
I believe this is the plot.
Yes. Oh, indeed. Of course. Thank you for the opportunity, Lady Unterwald.
Herman?
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears I have a train to catch. But you shall have your story.
Convince the publishers to accept your pitch. Nice. We inadvertently did that in perfect order. Uh-huh. So that's how he came in.
Merman, we meet at last. Welcome aboard the Royce Express.
Lady Unterwald, what is the meaning of this?
Please accept my apologies for the unusual manner of your arrival. As I'm sure you can understand, a certain amount of discretion was required.
Indeed?
Forgive me. You must be wondering what it is you're doing here aboard my train.
I assumed you required the services of a world-famous detective.
Oh, my goodness, no! A world-famous detective running amok on my train. Everyone would be losing their minds before supper. I hear you're writing your next novel. I felt you could adequately mask your activities as a working novelist. To the average passenger, you'd simply be researching your next story. Do you think you could do that, Herman? Keep a low profile, not cause a scene?
Well,
Well, I could always call Dirk Chiselton. It wouldn't be as clean, but...
I'll do it! Herman Merman never backs away from a case.
Lady Unterwald.
Away! Back into the case with you!
Yeah, it's just like, back in the case you go.
Lady Unterwald, please. Forgive me if I am intruding.
Not at all, Mr. Lou. What a pleasure it is to see you again.
Ah.
Please, I must insist you call me Jean. Here, I brought you something.
Oh, another bouquet. You certainly know how to flatter an old gal.
Oh, not quite. It's a chili plant, a particularly fiery variety. It reminded me of you, my lady.
Oh, my goodness, John. You turned me bright red. But I know you didn't come all this way just to flatter me.
Indeed. I was wondering if you'd given any more thought to my proposal. If you're considering selling your legacy, I want you to know that it'll be in good hands.
Look, John,
You need more time to consider, of course. There are still a few more hours before the speech. I'll leave you to weigh your options.
You're most kind. Thank you, Jean.
I wonder if there's something in the chili plant that caused her death.
All right, you can come out. This is why you're here, Herman. I need you to keep an eye on Mr. Lou for me.
You think Mr. Lou has an ulterior motive?
At the very least, I suspect he doesn't have my full interests at heart. And there's also the question of my family, who will undoubtedly be sticking their noses into my business. I've got them sufficiently shaking in their boots ahead of my speech. But keep an eye out for any trouble, will you?
I'll certainly do my best, Lady Unterwald.
I've secured a suite for you on board, room 304. Just let me know if you find anything untoward.
Of course! Herman Merman won't let you down.
Get to it then, Detective.
Lady Unterwald had a lot of irons in the fire, didn't she? Alright guys, well, I suppose it is time for Herman Merman to begin his investigation. We'll see how it differs from Arthur's. But we'll go ahead and end it here and pick it up in the next episode. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.